Have you tried to get approved for a mortgage only to find out that your credit score was too low? Maybe a lender told you that you needed at least a 580 to qualify for an FHA loan? Well, what if I told you that it's actually possible to get approved with a credit score as low as 500? Stay tuned because that's exactly what we're talking about today. So let's get started. Hey guys, it's Ron Puro, the loan professor. As I was just saying, despite what you might have heard, it is possible to qualify for an FHA loan with a credit score as low as 500. So how does that actually work? Well, first let's back up for a second. An FHA loan is actually a mortgage that's backed by the Federal Housing Administration, and it's designed to help first-time homebuyers who might not have a perfect credit or large down payment. So unlike a conventional loan, FHA loans follow a few special rules that make qualifying a little bit easier. For example, they allow for higher debt-to-income ratios. You can apply just 2 years after a Chapter 7 bankruptcy instead of having to wait 4 years like with a conventional loan. And part of the mortgage insurance is actually financed into the loan rather than being added entirely to your monthly payment, which can help lower your payment, especially if you have a smaller down payment. The FHA appraisal was also a little different. It looks not just at the value, but at the condition of the home, to make sure that it's safe and structurally sound and that it meets basic standards. The goal is to protect new homeowners from buying a property that might have serious issues right out of the gate. So according to the official FHA guidelines, it is possible to qualify for an FHA loan with a credit score as low as 500. So now you might be wondering, well, if that's true, why does everyone say you need to have at least a 580? Well, that's because most lenders add their own extra rules on top of FHAs. These are called overlays. An overlay is simply a lender's internal rule. For example, they might decide to set their minimum credit score higher or exclude certain risk factors. So they do this to reduce their exposure and make underwriting faster. So here's where the FHA rules really matter. If your credit score is 580 or higher, you only need to have a 3.5% down payment. If your score is between 500 and 579, you need a 10% down payment. And that is a big difference. On a $250,000 home loan, for example, 3.5% down would be $8,750. But with 10% down, that jumps to $25,000. Another thing to understand is how most home loans are approved. Today, almost every mortgage goes through automated underwriting. That's a computer system that analyzes your income, credit, debt ratio, and assets just to see if you meet the guidelines. The underwriter still has to double check everything, such as the pay stubs, the W-2s, the bank statements, but the computer gives the initial thumbs up. With FHA loans, automated underwriting can approve borrowers with debt-to-income ratios as high as 55%, as long as their credit score is 580 or higher. But if your score is below 580, the loan has to be manually underwritten. This basically means a human underwriter goes line by line through your file and they apply the stricter rules. Manual underwriting caps the debt ratio at about 41%, and most lenders simply don't want to deal with that extra work. So instead of doing manual underwriting, they just set a blanket rule: no scores below 580. Well, the good news is, as a mortgage broker who works with over 100 lenders, I do have a few who still allow scores down to 500. So this can be a great opportunity for someone who's maybe faced a hardship, like maybe a divorce or a medical issue, or maybe just another life event that just temporarily hurt their credit. If you've got steady income and you can bring 10% down, you might still be able to buy now rather than waiting for years. And then after you've owned the home and your credit improves, you can look at doing an FHA streamlined refinance to reduce your rate and improve your terms. The goal is simple: just get in the home now, stabilize, rebuild your credit, and then refinance later when you're in a stronger position. So now let me be clear. Just because it's possible to qualify with a 500 credit score doesn't mean that it's easy. The underwriter will still want to verify that you've had a steady 2-year work history with no major gaps in employment. They'll also look to confirm that your rent has been paid on time, and if your credit report shows any outstanding collections, they might require those to be paid off before or at closing. In some cases, if you're just a little below that 580 mark, it might make sense to work with a credit repair expert. I partner with several professionals who specialize in helping borrowers boost their credit scores quickly. Sometimes they can take a few strategic steps that can help raise your score within maybe 30 to 60 days. And that can make a huge difference, not only for lowering your down payment back to that 3.5% level, but also opening up more lending options, which gives you access to the best interest rates. So the biggest takeaway is this: if you've been told that you don't qualify right now just because your credit score is too low, don't give up. There's almost always a path forward. You just need to find the right lender who can show you your best options so you can make an informed decision. If you'd like to talk through your situation and see what your options look like, you can call me at 614-502-6834, or you can email me at ronpiro@barrettfinancial.com. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, and it really helps get this information in front of more people who need it. As always, thanks for watching and happy home buying.